Hey, welcome again to another episode of Basketball Enthusiasts. We're going to talk about two different topics today. The first one is AD staying healthy, and the second one having to do with the Lakers and what are their possible choices concerning LeBron. Okay, let's start it. Basketball Enthusiasts, let's go. You're up.
Um, yeah, Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is there's rumors of people talking about what to do with the Lakers and what's going on with Anthony Davis. Should they trade him? Should they not trade him? My thing is, I mean, if you trade Anthony Davis, like, what are you gonna get in return for him? I don't think they're gonna get a complimentary star in return that's gonna help LeBron out. So I don't think they should do that. I believe they should try to. I'm I believe the only thing you can do with Anthony Davis, I guess, is just hope and pray that he stays healthy. That's basically it we Anthony Davis when healthy can is still he's still one of the best defensive players in the league. The problem is obviously is staying healthy, and Anthony Davis has to he has to improve his offense. For some reason, his 3 point percentage dropped to as people have said on have said on a lot of different shows. His percentage has dropped to 28% from three, which is bad. Anthony Davis has to, hopefully he's taking his time, he's getting healthy, and he's getting his 3 point percentage back up to, I think it was 35% his first year with the Lakers. It dropped to 26%, I believe it was. It was 28 and 26%. They said it had dropped down. So, and another thing they said was Anthony Davis's free throw percentage has dropped as well. He's shooting he's shooting 30% from three. Feel free anybody to correct me on that. From the free throw line, that's not good. Anthony Davis is better than that, and he knows that. Laker fans and not just Laker fans, but people who are fans of his expect him to play better than that. You can't just be that bad from the free throw line. Like Anthony Davis is a generational talent. There's a reason guys like Kendrick Perkins and others, even though some people don't agree with everything Kendrick Perkins says, but there's a reason people say Anthony Davis is a generational talent despite having a bad shooting season from last year and this year. He's still a generational talent. His shooting percentage has to come up, and he has to fix that. Now, for Anthony Davis to stay healthy, Lakers legend Magic Johnson was suggesting that Anthony Davis should try doing some yoga. He should try having get a physical therapist to help stretch him out. He was saying Magic said those are suggestions to help keep Anthony Davis healthy. Which if Anthony's not trying that, I think he should try getting a good physical therapist and try doing some yoga. Maybe that'll help stretching his legs and arms out. Maybe that'll help him in his core because when Anthony Davis isn't healthy, he puts a lot more pressure on LeBron, who's 37 years old, to have to do a lot more. And LeBron's getting older, not younger, despite him, playing at an unbelievable level in age in year 19. LeBron's getting older, so there's only so much he can do. When he's being asked to carry a like as a lot of people saw this year, LeBron can't carry a team anymore. He just doesn't have it. Now that does not mean LeBron's overrated or he's a terrible basketball player, but LeBron is older. LeBron is an older basketball player. He can't do a lot of the things that he used to. Like I said, LeBron in his younger years could carry a team, and it would be no problem. But LeBron's getting older, so with LeBron getting older, Vogel was, I guess, forced to bring his minutes up a lot more than he would have liked to have done, because LeBron was playing too many heavy minutes. And I was watching a lot of these games, and I was like, why is LeBron's minutes up 40 something percent? And I looked at the team, and there was no Anthony Davis around. So, like it. And another thing I want to say is Anthony Davis, the MCL sprain that he had, that wasn't his fault. The guy from the Timberwolves, Jared Vanderbilt, he accidentally fell into his ankle. The same thing that happened to LeBron. So that wasn't Anthony Davis's fault. I'm not gonna blame him for that because that could have happened to anybody. It could have been, Giannis or anybody. Not saying I want that to happen to anybody, but I'm saying like somebody falling into somebody's ankle like that, especially the back of their head or neck falling into somebody's ankle like that hurts. So I don't think that Anthony Davis is soft. That injury just that was unfortunate. That's not something, no matter how much you take care of your body, that's not something you can you can prepare for. So Anthony Davis can see that coming. And the sprain with Rudy Gobert was different as well because, like I said, once again, Anthony has stepped on Rudy Gobert's foot, and I have watched plenty of guys, whether they were superstars like Stephen Curry, or guys guys who are not superstars or all stars, but guys who are really good players, like somebody like Tim Hardaway Jr., who's no disrespect to him, but I've seen him in players like him who are good, but just not all star, superstar caliber players. But I've seen players like him, step on guys' foot, or that ankle came down all wrong and they're holding it for a while. LeBron is the only guy I've seen step on somebody's foot or ankle, or twist his ankle and just tighten his sneaker up and keep playing. LeBron is just built differently, so I'm not gonna compare LeBron's body to Anthony Davis or anybody else's body. So I don't believe that that's fair. The two injuries Anthony Davis had were out of his control. He's trying to block Rudy Gobert's shot, and he comes down stepping on somebody's foot. Like I said, once again, that those kind of things happen. But those injuries to me have nothing to do with Anthony Davis taking care of his body. Now maybe last year when he had the groin strain, I think it was, or a slight pull he had. I think maybe that could have had to do with maybe Anthony Davis and stretch his body out enough or whatever, or get in enough physical or peak shape. But yeah, those that's the only injury I could say I would blame Anthony Davis for. That had to do with him not taking care of his body. The sprained ankle, and like I said, the MCL sprain where the guy fell into his foot or ankle, is not his fault. You could do as much training as you want, but that's not going to prevent that.
Okay. Also, really quickly, just speak on really quickly about AD being cold, like being kind of like how can you say, you know, not victimized, but AD is basically like, they're calling him, street clothes and other names, basically based on his injuries. And to me, there's other players that have been consistently injured also, but it seems like the focus is all on AD.
Yeah, well, Chris Broussard on First Things First, for some of the people who may watch the show. Chris Broussard on First Things First brought this out. Chris Broussard, he brought this up when they were talking about Anthony Davis to his co-worker Nick Wright, also on the show. And Chris Broussard was saying Anthony Davis is not the only one who's been hurt and missed numerous times. Um, Chris Broussard said is Kevin Durant between the last 2 years has gotten hurt and missed multiple years. And Kevin Durant, speaking of Kevin Durant, he had the same injury Anthony Davis had, but I didn't see anybody making jokes and stuff. Not that I said I wanted people making jokes because it's not funny, obviously. But Kevin Durant had the same injury. He was playing, and the guy from the Pelicans, Herb Jones, was Herb Jones. I guess is a lot stronger than people think he is. But I remember watching the game in Brooklyn. I think this was back in February or January, where He's running down the lane, Herb Jones, and he puts his shoulder into the chest of Bruce Brown, who plays for the Nets as well. And Bruce Brown, the back of his head, hit Kevin Durant's ankle, and Kevin Durant, I seen, was on the ground holding that. He needed the team doctors and his teammates to help him get to the back. So Kevin Durant had the same injury Anthony Davis had. The only difference is, like I said, nobody was laughing or making jokes and stuff like that. So Anthony Davis isn't the only one who's gotten hurt, or people call him quote unquote injury prone. You can make the case for Kyrie Irving. Kyrie this year, hopefully he stays healthy. They're in the playoffs right now. But Kyrie in his years past, prior to playing with LeBron, was always hurt. It was no secret, as Chris Broussard said, that his healthiest years he had were with LeBron James as his teammate. And the same goes for Stephen Curry. It seems like every single year Steph is like, he's dealt with something. Like this year, he had Marcus Smart dive and fall on his foot. So like I said, I'm not blaming Steph or whatever. But some people could say Steph's injury prone because of that. And because just last year, they were playing pre-bubble. They were playing some games with no fans. And Stephen Curry, he had fell. He was diving for a loose ball, I believe, in his butt or his tailbone area. He had fell and hit it on almost like a hard step kind of area, like a metal step kind of area. And Steph had hurt that, and Steph had fell on that 3 or 4 different times. He ended up getting padding for that. He missed one game. I think it was in between there, but he ended up getting padding for it. And then the years prior before that, Stephen Curry, he always had some kind of injury where he tweaked his ankle, where he would come down, step on somebody's foot all wrong, or Steph would just come down and land on his ankle wrong, and he would sprain it, and he would end up missing multiple games. So there's multiple superstars in this league who've been hurt plenty of years. So like I said, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Kyrie in years past. Kawhi Leonard is another one. Kawhi, his healthiest years to me were the 2 I watched him when he's with the San Antonio Spurs. His the first year I got a chance to see him after they won. I really got a chance to watch him back in the 2014-15 season. The year they had come off the championship after demolishing the Miami Heat in 5 games. Kawhi was healthy that run with Tim Duncan, and then the following year, the 2015-16 season, Kawhi Leonard was healthy then. But ever since then, he's been dealing with some kind of injury he's dealt with. The 16-17 season when Tim Duncan had retired, the Houston Rockets, they ended up beating James Harden and the Rockets in 5 games with no Kawhi. And Kawhi had missed it because I believe they said something with his ankle was bothering him. And we know the story, what happened after that. Zaza slipped his foot underneath Kawhi's and re-injured him again. And but since then, Kawhi really hasn't been all that healthy. His first year with the Clippers, he said he was the healthiest he had ever felt in years. But the year when they won the championship in 2019, Kawhi, I remember he was kind of limping. He was kind of limping funny. He seemed to be holding his foot, a quad area. So Kawhi Leonard's another one. Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, Kyrie Irving, like I said, in years past. Those guys can be considered injury prone too. Now, like I said, once again, I'm big fans of these guys I had named, but I'm just saying Anthony Davis is the only one who has been hurt.
Okay, also, which way do you think the Lakers should go with LeBron?
The Lakers have one or two. They have one or two options. Either LeBron signs his extension and he remains a Laker for the next 3 years. I think it is 3 or 4 years. Or LeBron can he can leave the Lakers and go. If I was LeBron, what I would like to see is what moves do the front office make? Like who do they get to become the head coach of the Lakers? That's first and foremost. And also, what kind of moves do they make in free agency? If I was LeBron, I'd wait it out to see what they do. And if I re-sign with the Lakers if I was LeBron, I do a 1 year deal where it's pressure on the Lakers to keep improving as long as LeBron continues to play at a high level. But if LeBron, wants to leave or whatever, I mean, he certainly has a right to. He did bring the Lakers a championship, so it wouldn't be like LeBron just wasted his years on the Lakers and they didn't do anything. But LeBron wants another one, so it all depends on what he wants.
Yeah, what he wants. Okay, so thank you for joining us for this episode of the Basketball Enthusiast. I hope everyone has a wonderful day.